So last time we spoke, brother, we had a conversation that, well, I was saying to you, part of stuff that I would be shocked if you and I talk about a 2-0 Golden State Warriors lead going into game 3, going to Boston right now. 1-1. This was not, I didn't like this game after the third quarter, brother. The third quarter explosion from the Golden State Warriors just opened the floodgates after that, brother. What's your take on game 2, man?
I really didn't know how this series was going to play out. I had told you on the last show that if Boston won this second game, that they was going to sweep them. That's what I was thinking. So I didn't know how the Warriors were going to react. And Draymond made it very clear that he thought it was a one-off with all the three-point shooters that were scoring in game 1. And he called them out by name and was like, y'all not going to do this in game 2. And then in game 2, he basically, it's just so weird. He's like one of the strangest players I've ever seen. He's a player who implements his will on the game as a vocal leader, but the stats don't say what he does.
That's the truth. It's almost Charles Oakley-like.
See, I'm not saying Charles Oakley, because Charles Oakley was going for rebound titles with Barkley. And Charles Oakley was he was like the best at his position in doing something with Oak. Physical defense, he was going to be top 3 in rebounding.
But there's a difference, like you just said, Watts, in the stats. So if you go by stats, if you don't watch the game, right, like you just said, basically what you're saying is, if you don't watch Draymond, right, if you go to stats, I just watch the stats, you're like, but if you're watching the game and panning into the game, there's other nuances and other shit that he does that might not be talked about in the stat sheet. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but, I'm one of those guys that believe every championship team has championship leads. Like, for example, Ben Wallace. Was Ben Wallace not doing all of this for the Detroit Pistons? Ben Wallace had to guard Shaq in the championship, and they won the series. And he had to guard Shaq, grab double-figure rebounds. So I just think it's fascinating that someone who puts up minimal stats that Draymond does, that at post-game, it's all his talk. He got so much to say. It's just weird to see it like that.
I thought he set the tone. If you saw from the tip-off, when he grabbed Al Horford, I thought he set the tone from the get-go. My problem is the turnovers, and somebody said on the bottom, and I agree with them. Dog, I love Jason Tatum, but fam, your handles are not the greatest, and you're getting stripped. Every time you come in the paint, they are stripping the ball from you. They are swarming you. You know what I mean? I thought Jaylen Brown both of them started off good. But then, like I said, watch the third quarter, it's just the floodgates. And the same thing I asked you, you were not going to get the same play for Al Horford. Al Horford was not nowhere to be found in game 2. The kid White, nowhere to be found in game 2. And Marcus Smart didn't have a great game either. You know what I mean?
No, and Draymond called that out. And you know what's funny? There was a viral clip of the game when Draymond set a double pick that was illegal. And everybody was like, yo, Draymond does this all the time. He literally ran into his man, set the pick, and then shoved him into another Celtic player. Double pick. And it was like, yo, who does this? So Draymond, yo, I got to respect the fact that he is like, I'm not going to let these little dudes take us. He's implementing his will.
He's definitely in that bag right now. He's not going to let these little guys tell us, though. He's definitely in that bag, though. You know what I mean?
Now, here's another thing. If Golden State wins, Curry's going to be the unanimous MVP. You could just see that now.
Agree.
Like, there's going to be no Iguodala or no somebody did something.
Wiggins not going to sneak to the back door.
No, you can clearly see. It begins with Steph, ends with Steph. What is your response to Draymond saying that it always goes through Steph first, even when KD was on the team?
I'm glad you were in that bag, though. That's a shot at KD, number one. Let's be honest, because him and Durant, they can go on a podcast together, and everything is kumbaya and everything like that. That was a slight shot to KD. I don't know how to prove that because you and I were doing shows when Kevin Durant landed at Golden State, and if memory serves me right, weren't you the one telling me, yo, 3, Steph is falling back, and this is KD, wasn't in the conversation to the NBA streets and Twitter streets that that Steph basically fell back.
Steph sacrificed his game. This is a dude who led the NBA in scoring.
On some Dwayne Wade-ish when LeBron came to Miami. He felt, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And the keys.
And not only that, they would always say, KD's the best player on our team. All of them would say, and remember the infamous series against the Clippers with Patrick Beverley. And they have and the Clippers had won, and everybody was like, oh, what you gonna do? How you guarding KD and all that?
Yeah.
And KD was like, yo, I'm KD. And then KD came out up 40-something. So when Draymond's like, it always goes through Steph first, I'm like, I vividly remember y'all would like, give him a ball of KD and get out the way.
Sidebar, what do you think about Pat Bev being on ESPN the last couple of weeks?
I enjoy it because he says some very controversial things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, very controversial.
Oh, man, you and I lived through the Charles Barkley era. Come on, son. I mean,
No. Dogs, he played CP3.
Yeah, he did. I'm not jacking.
The way he was talking about CP3 it was corny.
Listen, R.I.P. Guru, he said take it personal. That's a personal issue right there with Pat Bev.
I mean, I like the fact that Matt Barnes called him out on that. Like, yo, my man, you of all people is not going to talk about CP3, who's like, literally, CP3 is one championship away from being a Mount Rushmore point guard. Because people think he's that now.
They call him the point guard. I don't know if
Yeah, people think he's that now. You give him a ring.
Right.
So, to me, if CP3 never gets a ring, he's just going to go down like Charles Barkley. All-time great. Nobody can front on it. He just didn't get a ring. That's all.
But I like what Stephen A's doing because, you know, when Max was there, real quick sidebar talk, of course. When Max was there, I was like, man, you break up, you and Max is kind of whack. You know what I'm saying? But I like, and the NBA, sure, was good. I like the fact that, you know, he got Perk up there. He has, we got CJ McCollum up there the last couple of days and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I like the fact that they bringing in JJ Redick. I never asked you, how you feel about JJ Redick? Are you?
I love JJ Redick.
Because I think JJ Redick rocking with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes for a while. I still watch their show, but JJ kind of.
I still watch their show. Who they have on there recently that said somebody surpassed Michael Jackson. They had somebody that said that.
No, Michael Jackson.
Yeah, they said somebody surpassed. They said it was some crazy talk.
Your man Ryan Clark. He said that Chris Brown has surpassed Michael Jackson.
Yeah, man. Okay. Yeah. Yo, Ryan Clark, he don't do first take no more, right? Do he? Or that's for football?
Only football though. But he has a podcast though with Shannon Crowder and my man used to play for Jacksonville Jaguars. What's his name? Freddie Taylor. I love their podcast.
Okay. They go
to Cribs. Cribs and shit.
I'm a big fan of JJ Redick. I like JJ Redick's. I like what he brings, and I especially like when JJ Redick's there with Mad Dog, because Mad Dog tries to hit Stephen A. with, you know, all the people I know don't like it. So when you get the ultimate JJ Redick's like, well, I like basketball too, and all my friends love it. So what are you trying to say? Like he wants to say his certain type of NBA fan likes it, but JJ Redick's like, look at me, I'm that kind of fan.
And I'm talking about Kendrick Lamar's song "Complexion" on the Paper Butterfly.
Come on. That's why. So I like JJ Redick on there. I like it.
Me too, man. Me too.
Now, I'm just gonna say this, and I tell everybody this.
Right.
We're going to have a very different conversation if Steph Curry gets that fourth ring, and it's a conversation y'all are not ready for. I don't want to jump the gun.
We're not ready for it.
But Curry gets that fourth ring. Okay. We have a very different conversation about this generation of NBA.
I feel like it's a conversation we had with Kobe when Kobe won without Shaq. Is that where you're going in that bag?
No, I'm going in the bigger bag.
Bring it up. Yeah. Oh, where you going with that, brother? Where you going with that right now? Where you going with that?
Right now, everybody has LeBron James as the greatest player of all time or the second greatest player, right? After Jordan, right? You and everybody else is going to have to explain to me. This is what y'all going to have to explain to me.
Right.
How Curry got 4 rings if they win? How does Curry have 4 rings? 3 of them are against the person that y'all are saying is the GOAT. Y'all going to have to make that make sense to me.
Can you elaborate? Can you give me elaborate a little more? I'm trying to see where you're really going with this, though. Can you give me a little bit more context, please?
If Curry has 4 rings and LeBron has 4 rings, what makes LeBron greater than Curry?
Game on. Game. All right. I know people love to say Steph Curry changed the game, revolutionized the game. I don't have Steph Curry as a basketball player, complete basketball player. I don't have him over LeBron. He can break records and three-pointers and every shit like that. He could break Ray Allen's record. In terms of basketball game, I don't have Steph Curry over LeBron.
Okay. And so the thing is, once he gets his 4th ring and we start talking about his contribution, I watched him change the game. I watched Steph Curry become one of the faces of the NBA, and I watched LeBron James become a stan of Steph Curry. We've watched it.
Stan? What?
Yeah.
Fam, a stan, though?
Dogs. Have you not seen the last 2?
Dog, a stan, though, fam?
Yes.
Stan?
Yes.
Stan?
Have you seen the last 2 All-Star games? Have you seen the last 2 All-Star games? And how was LeBron talking about Steph? Oh, one day I want to play with him. I'd love to have him on my team.
That's a stan to you. So LeBron can't be at Jordan. One thing we know about Jordan, he never showed nobody love. You and I both know that. LeBron shows other guys love. My nigga, you and I lived the Jordan era. Jordan wasn't giving nobody no kind of love.
I know that. I know.
So
but listen.
That's love.
Yo, dogs, let me ask you a question. In a rivalry, if my team beats your team, if I play you 4 times and my team beats your team 3 times,
right,
is that a rivalry?
All right. But see, I hate to be the old man in our conversation here, but I just think you're talking about our era. You and I both know these guys are cool together. AA do all this, they chill together and all that. You know, nobody has animosity in the NBA like that no more. They don't wear that on their sleeves no more. Guys started teaming up. And anything, you know, LeBron changed the game. You know, we talk about Steph Curry changing the game in terms of three-point shot, right? LeBron changed the game in how people do their contracts. You and I come from the Kevin Garnett 10-year. Listen, my Knicks gave Allen Houston 10 years. And how much bread, brother? Come on, man. You know what I mean? So I'm not ready to put. And let me ask you this. Do you think Steph has to get more than 1 ring? Because people say KD was big part of the 2 rings and shit.
No, and this is an if.
All right.
If Steph Curry gets this 4th ring,
right,
I'm going to be on the island by myself, and I will defend that if we're talking about the generational player who had the biggest impact on basketball, I can put Steph Curry right there with LeBron. I can do that, and I can make that case.
Man, I don't want to go in that bag, what?
I know, but here's the thing. Nobody wants to go in that bag. Nick Wright don't want to go in that bag because you know that it gets to a point when you're a great player, the rings really starts defining how great you are. Because there's a lot of great players, but once you start collecting them rings, it gets crazy. Which is why I always will put Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant over Larry Bird, and it's not even a discussion. It's not even a debate. Like, that's not a debate. It's no debate to it. They both have 5 rings. It's no debate to it.
Now, I'm with you on that island, right? I'm with you on the island about what you said right there. But then we go into the conversation with people, and I hate you know that because we lived it. We live in this NBA world. Shaq, let me ask you a question. You don't think when Kobe won without Shaq, that low-key meant the world to him with winning with Shaq?
I think Kobe winning without Shaq put him over Shaq.
I agree with that.
Yeah, put him over Shaq. Remember, he went to 3 straight championships without Shaq. So, yeah.
And duration plays a part also, that Shaq didn't keep himself in shape and everything, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that. What's your take on Tracy McGrady saying Jason Tatum gives him Kevin Durant? He has Kevin Durant potential.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely 100% agree. Now, here's the flip side. If Boston wins this series, I believe Jason Tatum's going to come out of this mini funk. But if Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics win this series, then we're going to have a different discussion about Jason Tatum and where he is in today's NBA. Because I'm going to put him top 5 in the NBA. They win it this year. He's easily top 5.
You got him over Dame?
Dame Lillard?
Yeah.
Dog, I got him ball for ball with KD right now. Right now.
Longer. Put some respect on Dave Dollar's name. He be doing it.
No. Yes, I have him. I'm talking about as for 2022 basketball. Yes, I will have Jason Tatum. Dog, he's 5 years in. That's vet status, man. How long you want people to be in the NBA before they start getting busy?
Boston lost the last 4 out of 7 at the crib. Any concerns about that?
Yeah, Golden State is going to win a game. This is going to be a series of attrition, and somebody's going to win on the road again. Like, these teams have to win on the road, so we know that's going to happen. We know that's going to happen. And I want to see if Golden State wins Game 3, then I think Golden State is going to know, okay, we got these dudes.
Right, yeah. I would agree with that. I would agree with that, though. But I'm expecting, like I said, Jason Tatum got to chill out with the turnovers, though, B. As good as he is, though, fam, there's a lot of times he getting stripped a lot.
Nah, it happens, dog. You play ball. You know that happens. Sometimes
it was at a rapid pace, though. It's not like every time he comes in strip and I'm watching somebody else go down, bro.
Yo, salute to the game tapes. They watched Tatum and they was like, he does this all the time. This is what we're going to do. So I respect how you know what's the young boys on Golden State are ready for this series.
Well,
the young boys.
I'm glad you went in that bag because you and I spoke on the weekend. Gary Payton is back. You know what I'm saying? He does play good defense and shit. My man Clay, man, I don't know, man. People are saying he's due for one game watch. I don't know. I saw Clay miss easy bunnies, man. Easy bunnies.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you this, man.
It's not even hitting the rim. It's hitting like the edge of the rim.
You know? I'm not sleeping on Clay.
You know?
Clay. Any game Clay wakes up, they gonna run away with them games.
Right. Facts. Poole showed a little life the other night. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Clay gonna be better next year. I do agree with that. I think Clay will be better next year. You know what I mean? But fam, they went on a 16-2 run. It to close out the third quarter, dog. And
yeah, the game was over.
It's over after that. I thought the fourth quarter. What would the DNA say? Good night. I thought it was good night after that. You know what I mean? So the sloppy turnovers. But I do agree with you though. Clay, I do have Steph. If they do win the series, I do got him as the MVP. Though.
I mean, it's going to be unanimous. It's going to be unanimous because this is what's going to happen. This fake narrative, Steph doesn't have an MVP that the media, NBA media, keeps trying to throw out there. Mm. He's going to get it. So once you take away that talking point,
right,
then I guarantee you, what are we doing about Steph's legacy? He has 4 rings, as many as LeBron. And watch how everybody's now going to have to figure out how they diminish Steph's greatness to keep LeBron over him.
I didn't even know the other night I saw Damon Stoudemire. Did you know he's an assistant coach for the Celtics?
The backcourt of Damon Stoudemire and Khalid Reeves at Arizona was one of the illest backcourts. Khalid Reeves from Christ the King and Dame Stoudemire. That backcourt was one of the illest college backcourts you ever gonna see.
Right.
Handle, those are the good old days, college basketball.
And Rasheed Wallace is now assistant coach with Darvin Ham for the Lakers.
Yo, remember
that Ham dunk he did in the dunk contest? It was like a weird dunk.
Yo, I'm gonna say this, man. I need my man Sam Cassell to get a head coaching gig. I really do, man. I can't, Sam Cassell has the passion, the fire. I always see him on the benches, and he's always into it. I want to see my man Sam Cassell get a gig, man, because he paid his dues, and it's about time, man.
Right. So who you got winning game 3?
I can't call this series, man. I really cannot call this series because every game has gone a different way. You know what I'm saying? The first game, they blowing them out by 17, and then they lose the game.
Is Draymond public enemy number 1? Shout out to Chuck D. Public enemy number 1 in Boston.
He is, but it's weird because he's public enemy, but it's not like he's going to be scoring. He's just going to be in there setting picks, kicking people, pushing people. He's public enemy.
Yo, you saw that play he did against Greg Williams? When he threw Greg Williams on the floor, dog? Fam. Man, that's ugly work, man. We shall see, though. Watch. Take us home, though, my brother.
PSA hip-hop. Because Sam Cassell. That's what Jadakiss line. Because Sam Cassell.
Yeah, Jadakiss. Facts. Top 5 that are alive. You heard?
Whoa. What you mean? What you mean?
Does he call himself top 5 that are alive?
Is that what you're saying?
No, the man named his album called Top 5 Dead or Alive.
All right, but I'm saying, is that what you're saying?
Is Jay my Top 5 Dead or Alive? No, I never ran with that. It sounds
Okay, I just want to know. All right.
Lil Wayne said he's the greatest rapper alive. I wasn't checking that. Like,
all right. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there.
The king of the Jay-Z of the South. I wasn't checking that. Like, what are you talking about?